Hey everyone, it is Velvet. Welcome back to the last episode of Persona 3 FES, in which we are in New Game Plus and we'll be confronting the bonus boss. So real quick, what New Game Plus gives you is you keep your level, you keep your money, you keep your equipment, of which I've equipped myself with the Tombo Kiri because it is one of my strongest weapons. And spears have a pretty high accuracy. I don't have the best armor in the game, but I have a pretty good one. I have the Papal Robe. And I have the Divine Pillar, which halves your damage that you take, but removes your ability to dodge. And because of how much damage the bonus boss does, this is pretty required. You do not keep your consumables, however, so you have to get your own of these, of which I'm a bit lacking here. I have 2 precious eggs, 6 somas, and then some bead chains for recovery. It's not a lot. And of course, for preparation persona-wise, I have this Orpheus with maxed out stats, with the skills Salvation, Thunder Rain, Spellmaster, High Counter, and Unshaken Will being most important. I wasn't able to get one with Elec Amp, Enduring Soul, Mind Charge, but those would have all been very useful. Though as far as it goes, Invigorate is pretty helpful. Otherwise, I have Hallel and Satan for the Fusion Raid Armageddon, and I have Ananta and Vishnu for the Fusion Raid Infinity. Both of these Fusion Raids are required. And another thing that carries over in New Game Plus is your Persona Compendium, but you can't access it until you normally can in the story, so after the first Full Moon Shadow. Anyway, let us go to Elizabeth and accept the required request, which is request 55. Defeat the ultimate opponent. Far below, beyond a door by the entrance of Tartarus, lies the ultimate adversary. Please fight this opponent alone, with no party members. And of course, I will accept this request. She is, of course, talking about the depths of Monad, which is another thing that in New Game Plus, Monad will just be available to you. You won't need to defeat the Reaper or anything, you can just go there. And so, I will meet you at the bottom. So, it has been several days since I recorded that first bit of this video, and this one, because of several 9 different attempts for this boss that have just gone very poorly. 7 because I lost the coin flip at the end that determined if I win or not. So I've gotten a couple things that'll hopefully help make it so I don't have to rely on that coin flip. We shall see. And then 2 other times I just got punked by a critical hit. So I've went and traded in Odin at the antique shop to get Gungnir, so I can get that strengthens electric attacks bonus. That basically functions like an elect boost, so an extra 25% damage. I got one of Messiah's bond items, the Armor of Light with resist magic, to increase my survivability. And I have gotten, where are they? A couple of Fierce Sutras. So, like, if I don't have anything else to do on a turn, maybe I can use one of these, increase my damage a little bit more. Anyway.
I have been waiting for you. The adversary I asked you to defeat is now standing before you. Yes, I am referring to myself. I have long sought an understanding of who I am, just as you and my master have done. Those who set foot in the Velvet Room are all destined to embark on this search for identity. I have come to know power in many forms. If I face one whose power exceeds my own, then I may discover an answer to my question, the truth of my existence. You may be able to give me that answer. Will you do me the honor of fighting me? You have my thanks. Now, shall we begin?
Who is that? Is it just me, or does it seem like she wants to fight? What? Her power is unbelievable! Who is she?
So, I'll be fully honest, this is post-commentated, and I'll get into why in just a sec. She has to talk.
I make my living as an elevator attendant, but I know several effective ways of inflicting pain. Don't worry, I'm not as fragile as I look. Try to kill me, if you can.
But, so basically, I kept dying even further after the last little thing you heard, which was live commentated, and I got kinda tired of explaining the fight over and over again, so I figured, let's just focus on winning, and then I can explain this in post. So you'll see that in the top left, I am keeping track of Elizabeth's health. I was doing that while playing as well. I had a calculator app open and was just noting down every bit of damage I was doing to her. And that's for a reason. As you can see, she started with 20,000 HP, and you want to keep close track of that, because at 10,000 HP, important things happen. Another main thing about her is you'll notice that she is cycling through personas right now, in the order of Cert, Jack Frost, Thor, Cuculain, Metatron, Alice, Nebidos, and then Masakado. And she'll be using the elements in order: fire, ice, electricity, wind, light, dark, status ailments, and then Almighty. And her resistances are attuned to the last persona she summoned. So I've been using Thunder Rain, so if I were to attack when she just used Thor, I wouldn't be doing any damage. In fact, I'd be healing her. But using it when she just used Cuculain means that I'm doing a little bit of extra damage, because Cuculain takes 1.5 damage from electricity. Thor, for the record, takes more damage from wind. Metatron and Alice are immune to all elemental damage, save Almighty, but all of her personas are resistant to Almighty, so it's best to just use physical attacks against them, or heal if you need to, or use Mind Charge if you have it. So I believe that would have been Nebidos, so that's what I have Unshaken Will for, and now I'm switching to Ananta specifically so I can use Infinity. And the reason I'm doing that is because she will summon Masakado here, and she will attack twice with Megadolaon for 9,999 damage. So you need to be able to nullify that damage in order to survive. This is non-negotiable. And the reason I say summoning Ananta specifically is because this fight has some... Everybody calls them rules of engagement, so I will call them that as well. But basically, for persona resistances, it's why Orpheus Telos is one of the best choices. You are not allowed to null, reflect, or absorb the element she is about to use. Nor are you allowed to negate any damage like that for more than 2 of any element at a time, regardless of if she's about to use that. And that includes physical damage. So Orpheus Telos is great because he resists everything but negates nothing. So he's just a completely safe persona to use. Not only that, is that he can inherit any skill if you can get it onto him. So you can build Orpheus Telos basically however you want. Most people build him with Thunder Rain, but if you like the other elemental equivalent skills, you can build him that way if you like. So the reason you can't summon Vishnu is because Vishnu is just natively negates 3 elements. So like Vishnu's just illegal, but you need Ananta in order to use Infinity. And yeah, those critical hits. That's painful because several of my previous attempts died because I got punked by critical hits. It sucked. I think that's basically it. Oh, Armageddon. You also need to bring... Thank God High Counter. High Counter is like my main source of damage in this fight. If I had a better built Orpheus, then that would be ideal, but I don't. I don't have... I'm missing 3 skills that I would really like. But I think I've been over that. But for the record, I'm missing Mind Charge. I'm missing Elec Amp. I have Elec Boost on the Spear. And I'm missing like either Enduring Soul or just Elec Boost on Orpheus Telos so that I could use a different Spear. So my damage output is not as good as I would like. So I really need to get lucky with high counters. And high counter is pretty non-negotiable unless you have a perfect Orpheus Telos build anyway. Even then, you really want it. I'm just kind of rambling. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Armageddon. Hellel and Satan are also 2 required personas for this fight because you need the Fusion Raid Armageddon. However, Armageddon, you have to kill Elizabeth with Armageddon, but if you use it, it has to kill her. Otherwise, that is yet again breaking a rule. And what happens if you break the rule is, rather than Masakado, she will summon Pixie. Then she will heal herself to full with Diaron, and then she will spam that 9,999 Mega Dolaon until you die. It doesn't matter how many times you can negate death, how many times you can use Infinity. She will use it until you die. There is no escape. Another rule is that this fight can only last roughly 10 cycles. I think the actual limit's more about 12, and then she'll start spamming you to death. But 10 is a safe bet to plan around, especially because on portable, when fusion raids are consumable that you can only have 10 of, only having 10 infinities means you have a hard limit of 10 cycles, right? So, anyway, the reason I'm keeping track of her health is because of that Armageddon. The first time she falls under 10,000 HP, she will heal herself to full. Then after that, if she falls under it again, I think once she falls under 9,000 HP, you lose. So you have to know when she's under 10,000 HP so you can know when to cast Armageddon to end the fight. Cast it too early, you lose. Cast it too late, you lose. High counter also comes in real handy for this, because how it works is the first time you get her to 10,000 HP, you kind of have a coin flip. If she physical attacks you here and gets a high counter, if it is her second turn, because as you've surely noticed, she attacks twice. If it is her second turn, then it is immediately your turn. You can switch to Hellel or Satan, whichever. In my case, it'll be Hellel because I have Spellmaster on him, so I don't need perfect SP. But either or, you can switch and use Armageddon right then and there to end the fight. However, if you are the one to push her under 10,000 HP, or she pushes herself under with her first turn, which is why it's a bit of a coin flip, she will immediately use her next turn to heal back to full. And it sucks. And because I don't have the damage output to do 2 full cycles of 10,000 HP, that's where a big chunk of my losses came from, losing that coin flip. And it was infuriating. I'll be honest, it sucked. That's why this video took a bit, because like I'd do an attempt or two, lose both of them, be like, okay, that was an hour of my day, stop playing, come back in another couple days and try again. I was not having a great time. But that's just what Elizabeth is, especially in FES, since you don't have skill cards, building the perfect persona is harder. I'm assuming when I do this in Portable, it'll be much easier because I'll have skill cards. But we'll see, and we'll see if I even get to that before Reload comes out, but that's my business. But yeah, otherwise, the fight is pretty formulaic. As you've probably been seeing, I've just been casting Thunder Rain, and then healing whenever I need to.
Magnificent. Your power is every bit as impressive as I'd hoped. But the curtain has just risen. Show me your best performance. Can you withstand this?
So yeah, otherwise there isn't really much more to talk about, because I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Oh, Nebiros, I guess I can talk about a bit. Because Unshaken Will, which I have on Orpheus Telos, what that does is it blocks all mental status ailments, of which Nebiros has 4. He has, I believe, Fear, Panic, Charm, and one more, I think. It doesn't matter which specifically it is. All of those are blocked by Unshaken Will, and that's very helpful, because like if you get hit by a Charm, the fight's basically over. Good luck. Because you'll immediately be going into Masakado without having any control of your character, which means you're not using Infinity, which means you're getting hit by Megadolon and dying. That's a... but Nebiros still does have Poison Mist, and Unshaken Will doesn't block Poison Mist, so poison can still hit you. Which is part of the reason why I elected for Salvation rather than Diaron or Mediaron, because it cures me of poison immediately when I heal the next cycle. I guess another thing that I haven't talked about that I'm doing, but it's pretty obvious, is whenever I'm low on SP rather than using Salvation, I heal with a Soma. Just so I can make sure to have enough SP to continue the next cycle, make sure I have enough SP for Infinity here. Why am I hanging? What am I doing here? It's been a bit since I recorded this, in truth, so I don't remember exactly what I'm thinking when I like pause like that. Probably just updating the calculator, making sure I got everything correct. But yeah, like, it's also, poison's a bit of a shame here, because like, this is a point where I probably might not have healed with this health. Maybe I would have. Or at the very least, this is where I'd be using a Soma, but because I have poison, I have to instead use Salvation to make sure I don't get poisoned to death. Right. I don't think I used any of them in this fight, or if I did, I didn't pay much attention to it. But I also do have Fierce Sutras on my character in case I don't have anything else to do that turn. so that I can just, like, up my attack for a little bit. I also don't think I've done this, but I do have Morningstar, which, again, it's in one of those situations where, like, if I have nothing else to do, I can attack with Morningstar. It's not super useful because all of her personas actually take less damage from Almighty, so Morningstar does about as much damage as a physical attack, except there's no chance to get a critical hit, so it's just like a flat 90 damage, which isn't super ideal. But, like, if you have nothing else to do, may as well, right? Yeah, I do believe that is about it. Since we're coming up on 12,000 HP now, yeah, there's the Soma I would have used. I also have precious eggs and, like, bead chains on me, should I need them. And I'm glad I heal right before Cuckoo Lane, because healing on Cuckoo, or attacking with Thunder Rain on Cuckoo Lane is, like, the best point to use it, because again, he takes more damage from it. I think Thor takes more damage from Wind. I think Cert also takes more damage from Wind. So, like, Wind is not necessarily a bad choice. Jack Frost probably takes more from Fire, and then, of course, Cert probably takes more from Ice. Yeah, I think Cert takes more from Wind. I'll have to double check that. Actually, I'll just do that right now. Because I have the ability to do that. Elizabeth, stats. No, Cert doesn't take more from Wind. It's Jack Frost that takes more from Wind. Got it. And yeah, Nebulos. Nebulos resists everything, but you shouldn't be attacking on Nebulos anyway, because you need to set up for Masakata. And then when she summons Pixie to heal, that nulls everything except Almighty, which is a major pain in the ass, because she gets to heal, and then you don't really have any options to do anything back, so you may as well heal. Oh, I guess for Metatron and Alice, I mentioned how they null all elemental damage, but a good thing for that is to stock up on Homunculi so you don't just get punked by instant kills. In none of my losses were me getting punked by an instant kill move. So, like, I had 10. 10's about enough if you have a resistance to darkness, like Orpheus Telos does. Like, you should be fine, as long as you just have a couple. But it's good to have, again, so you don't just get punked. Is there anything else? Yeah, I think... I think that is basically it. Yeah, you can't reflect any attacks. Even through items like physical or magical mirrors, or the spell equivalents of Tetrakarn and Makarakarn are illegal. As you've seen, High Counter is the exception. High Counter and Unshaken Will and this fusion spell Infinity are the exception. Yeah. But yeah, this battle is basically just... It's not a lot of... What words am I trying to find here? It's interesting because I find that the ultimate bosses in Persona 1 are less of a check of battle strategy and more of a check of your ability to fuse a persona. Because otherwise the fights tend to be pretty formulaic, and as long as you just have the game knowledge to know what to do, you don't really have to change your strategy on the fly all that much, and I do think that's interesting. And it leads to people who have broken the fusion mechanic in half, absolutely clowning on these fights. Like, there's a video by Omega Evolution fighting the ultimate boss of vanilla Persona 5 and taking no damage, and that video is absolutely fascinating to watch. And using none of the, like, meta personas as well. Like, most people recommend, like, Yoshitsune and Kaguya for that fight, I believe. Omega uses none of them, and it's it's art, genuinely. I love that video. I rewatched it a couple times. Elizabeth's much the same way, though Elizabeth offers a little less freedom in what you can do because she doesn't allow you to reflect damage, but the ultimate bosses in the other games do. But, so, now that I'm close down to the threshold of 10,000 HP, this is where my luck-based mission comes in. So what I'm trying to do here is get her as close to 10,000 HP as possible, but without going under it. Because as said earlier, I want to put her, I want her to push herself under it. So I think I get one more attack in, and then everything I do from then on is just make sure my SP is, up to snuff. Like, make sure I have enough SP to cast Armageddon, with Hallel, because of Spellmaster, that's only 500, but, and then I just wait every turn unless I need to heal, and just hope that she attacks on her second turn. And in many of my previous attempts, which I believe I mentioned afterwards that I'll be editing into a sort of cringe compilation, because I think that would be funny. I don't think uploading the full things would be entertaining, because it's just the explanation over and over again. But I think the funny parts would be fun to edit together. But yeah, now she's very close to the threshold, so now I'm just waiting, hoping for her to high counter herself. And I am absolutely terrified because I kept losing here. So anytime she physical attacks, I'm like holding my breath. And that proccing on her first attack terrified me as well, but thankfully it was Thor, and Thor blocks counterattacks. Even against physical attacks he accepts. I don't really get it. Anyway. Wait, oh my god, I think we're finally there. So I need to summon Hallel specifically, because Satan does not have Spellmaster, but Hallel does. And now we cast Armageddon, and this should finally end the fight for me. It's been like 15 attempts or something stupid. I post-commentated this one because I got sick of explaining everything over and over again. Eat shit, Elizabeth. 0 experience. Not that you would need it, because if you come here before level 99, you're going to die. But it's still funny that it's worth nothing.
I believed that I would find my answer when I challenged one who was stronger than me. But I was wrong. I have received no such revelation, not even in defeat. Wait, I am mistaken. The answer is this. Only I can decide who I am. Now, I believe congratulations are in order.
That is a very good takeaway, genuinely. The search for self is a long and hard one. And ultimately, yeah, it is up to you.
You have overcome the most difficult obstacle I've placed in your path.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
You shall receive your reward, the same as always. But Please accept this as well. It is no reward. It is a sign of my gratitude.
You accepted the gift. Obtained platinum bookmark.
Well then, good day.
Good day. See you back at the Velvet Room. I forget. What does the platinum bookmark do? It'd probably be a key item, huh? Elizabeth's precious bookmark. It might not do anything. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking like it's not. Yeah, it's just proof of victory. Got it. That was a harrowing experience for me. I got so unlucky in so many of my attempts there because, like, I lost that coin flip at the end, like, most of my attempts, and then I just didn't have the damage output to beat her normally, right? Because it's very hard to get that damage output. You need a perfect persona for that. And getting all 8 skills to be something useful in FES and vanilla Persona 3, as demonstrated in the Let's Play proper, is a nightmare. It took me several hours to even get this, and this is like bare minimum what's required. Like, it's a lot. It's a harrowing experience. So no matter what, I was playing a massive luck-based mission. And then a couple times I just got punked by critical hits. I will be editing together a sort of compilation of all my failures. I won't upload those videos in full because I think it'd be boring. It'll just be me explaining the thing and then going through those cycles over and over again and just thinking out loud. I don't think a lot of it's particularly valuable, but there are some funny moments, and I think the deaths in particular can be pretty funny, especially the most recent two, because I had given up on live commentary at that point. So, like, you don't hear me say anything, but you see me reset my PlayStation, like, super quick. Because I'm like, God, it's just so disappointed. Anyway, Elizabeth, you seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. Clearly, this request requires no confirmation. It was the last thing I'll ask of you. This shall be the last reward you receive. It is the gift of ultimate power. No matter where you go or what you do, you are sure to persevere. Thank you so much for indulging my curiosity. Please accept your reward. And we get the Omnipotent Orb, which you can also get as a heart item from Messiah, I'm pretty sure, though the chances are very slim. It's like a 1% chance or something. Not that the Omnipotent Orb will be of any use to you at this point, given that you are level 99 with a persona capable of taking on Elizabeth. And as seen in my playthrough proper, Nyx is not a problem if you are strong enough to defeat Elizabeth. But what the Omnipotent Orb does... Oh, I can't wrap around up. I have to go all the way down. Nullifies all attacks against Almighty. So you're basically invincible against most things. If you happen to get this from Messiah, it's illegal against Elizabeth. She'll kill you for using it. Anyway. That is the last thing I needed to do in Persona 3 FES. So, this playthrough, except for the upcoming compilation video, is officially over. Thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like, and looking forward to whatever's coming next. This has been a long time coming. This playthrough has been in the works for far too long. Especially because of all my hiatuses I essentially took while putting off the Tartarus explorations. Basically. It's been like, what, 2 years or something? I'm very eager to move on to something else. I adore this game, and I'm probably going to be playing Portable very soon, because I do want to experience Portable, and then Reload is coming out in February. So I still have much more Persona 3 on the horizon. But in terms of videos, I'm eager to move on to a different project. Anyway, until next time, have a fantastic day, alright? See you then.